Have you ever taken a math test and been surprised because you did so well on the homework? Well, I want to show you a technique that will show you, or at least help you to know, whether or not you know the material before you get to your test. So, I want you to pretend that you are working on your math homework and you are at problem number 33. This is a difficult problem. 1 through 10, usually pretty easy. 11 through 20, a little bit more intermediate. Above 20, hard. So maybe this is a word problem or anything like that. So it's a difficult one. It has a certain number of steps to get it completed. And so as we look at it for this one, it's going to take us 10 steps. As you begin doing this problem, you find yourself stuck right after you set it up, basically. You set it up and now you're stuck. And what most students will do is they will go and find some other materials to help them get to the right answer. So maybe they'll look online, maybe they'll talk to a tutor, a friend, the professor, maybe just look in the back of the book, but something. Use some type of other outside source to get to the right answer. And once they get the right answer, and unfortunately, most students believe that once they get to the right answer, they are done with the problem. Well, here's the issue. When you don't know how to do problem number 33, if you used any kind of outside source to solve the problem, the truth of the matter is you don't know how to do it. Here you got stuck at step number 2. So what I want you to do is begin to practice working the problem at home like you have to perform at the test. We're going to start number 33 again, but this time we're going to turn over or hide the work that you just did. So you're going to start the problem over. You're going to set it up just like you have to do at the exam. And so now, though, this time you've set it all up, you start working, and maybe you get stuck down here. Well, this is good news, by the way. I just want you to know that the good news is you've made it further. You see learning in the process. But now that you're stuck, you do not have to try to figure all these things out. Since you already solved it, you just turn the page over, look back at it, you get the right answer. If you are satisfied with a 60%, which is why I have 10 steps here, satisfied with a 60%, well, now you're done. You can then go on and say, okay, I know this problem. However, I think most of you are not satisfied with a 60%. So we're going to start the problem one more time. And we're going to do it just like we're at the test. So if all you can do at the test is paper and pencil, you're doing this with paper and pencil. You can do paper, pencil, calculator, you're doing paper, pencil, calculator. And you've got these steps again. Now, I'll be honest with you. I do believe by this point, you'll probably make it through, if nothing more than the fact that you have seen the problem multiple times. However, I want to show you perhaps maybe what you do if you get stuck in this same spot again. So if you get stuck in the same spot, this is an indication of a point that you need to learn. Because you just saw it, you got stuck in the same spot, I want you to know a couple of things. The first thing I want you to do is kind of highlight this area. So I want you to go in and highlight it. Make sure that you know that this is a trouble area. And then also, after you highlight it, I want you to go ask for help. And when you ask for help, I want you to go to a tutor, professor, whomever, and say, hey, this is how I solved the problem, because this is how the professor showed me. I'm getting stuck on this one part. So that someone who never seen this before, they don't give you their way of solving this problem. They give you the way that you need. And so you ask for that. But the last thing I want to tell you about, if you're stuck in the same spot over and over again, I'm going to put this in all caps. This will be where? On the exam. If it's this difficult, this is probably the point. This is what they're trying to teach you. This is the hurdle that you need to come over for this. And then, of course, you still have before you've got that right answer, but now you want to do it until you can make all of these steps without referring to anything. And then when you go to problem number 24, problem number 34, which is probably just like problem number 33, you can then practice to see if you actually know how to do this. That is a little tip for math and chemistry and any other place where you have these types of problems, for you to know whether or not you know it on your own. Be safe, be blessed.